Yoga teachers, here's how to nail your volume and pacing so your students can best receive your message. You've got to find the right pace and volume for the class. The majority of new teachers need to slow down and speak up. When you're excited, it's easy to talk too fast. To help yourself talk more slowly, borrow this tip I learned early on as a radio announcer. Try tapping your foot very slowly. That should slow your pacing. That said, you don't want to talk so slowly that you're dragging down the mood of the class or affecting a yoga voice, nor would you want to be yelling at your students. If your cues aren't landing, you may need to offer them louder. If your students are cringing, tone it down. Ask a friend or a regular student to signal if you are too quiet or too loud, or self-review with an audio or video recording of your teaching. I have a free guide to help you. Send me a DM or email and I'll pass it along. There's a big difference between a calm voice and a quiet voice. Speaking too quietly will frustrate your students. So will drawing out words in an unnatural lilt or hissing s's in a misguided attempt to slow your speech. Your voice in class should be very similar to your voice in natural conversation. Don't get sing-songy or more airy-fairy than you are naturally. Reviewing a recording will help you find the places where your teaching voice differs from your everyday voice. If you're not sure what your everyday voice is, record yourself having dinner with your family or a conversation with a friend, then compare that to a recording of yourself in class. Cleaning up your language is tough. Often, once you identify a problem phrase or tone, it gets worse before it gets better. In teacher training, when we point out an overused phrase during the student's practice teaching, we often find that it suddenly infects the entire room of trainees. This is part of the process. Don't sweat it too much. Not sure what you sound like? Listen to yourself. I have a free guide that walks you through a self-assessment using video so you can be a better teacher. Send me a DM or an email and I'll pass it right along.